Cinco de Mayo. It's Cinco de Mayo. And I'm celebrating with Betty and Benny Bunny and Libby the Lamb. Kinda, I don't know if you can see him. Anyway, it is Friday. Hence Friday night live. Wait till some more people get here. I hope you had a good week. I hope you had a great day. I hope you were able to keep up with the news. We are going to unpack it. Unpack the news from a psychic perspective. And gosh, there's a big list of what we could talk about. But one thing I can say for sure is the lid is being removed from all the cover-ups. It most certainly is. This doesn't really match, does it? Maybe if I do this. I'm just trying to get a festive thing going on. How's that? Does that work? This is my little mocktail. What do you think of that? It's a big day. What are the Mexican flag colors? Gosh, I think I have it. I think there's blue. Let me check. It looks similar to the Italian flag. Yeah, weird. Anyway, do we have any Mexican people out there? I'm going to read. I might start out with Trump because his energy is really like kind of I don't know, like how do I describe it? Trump's energy right now is like it's like something I've never seen before. It's like something I've never read before. Trump's energy right now is like, to me, it's an anomaly. It's gotta be festive. We gotta pick up the energy, right? Donald Trump's energy right now is like, it's all over the place. It's disturbing. That's the word, Kathy. That kind of sums it up. It's like everybody get centered and send positive vibes that we're all good. When I tune into his energy, it's like somebody who's trying to find a way to do a murder. And I'm not saying that, I'm just metaphorically speaking. I'm not saying that there's going to be something horrible that happens. I'm just saying when I tune into him, his energy of needing to take retribution and revenge is so over the top. No, he doesn't sleep. If he does sleep, I think that it's drugged sleep. Maybe he's taking some kind of like Ambien or something. But anyway, it's just, and that'll mess things up too. So he's never been in a position like this. Stay away from windows. Stay away from ketchup. He's never in his life been cornered like this. Mexico's green, white, and red. Oh, I totally screwed it up. It's not blue. Thanks for fixing that. Thank you for correcting me. I don't mind being corrected. So it's really weird because I'm not sure what he's going to do.
I think you can say that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's really weird.
What does he mean?
Wait. That was so weird. The news kicked on. The news just kicked on my phone, and I'm talking about Trump, and I was talking about how crazy he is, and then the phone just went on and said, and it was Trump's voice, and it said, "I think you could say that, yeah." Did you hear that? You probably didn't hear that. I said he was over the top, needing revenge, being really extremely angry, and did you hear that? And then Trump's voice on my phone just came on like that, I don't know how, and he said, "I think you could say that, yeah." Full moon in Scorpio eclipse this afternoon, Eastern time. Crazy. It's intense. It's intense. We might, did you hear that? We might have to do a longer show tonight. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that was really freaky. Anyway, we're going to read on him in a second, but I want to tell you something that has to do with, that's not what just happened. I think I knocked my phone and Joy Reid was on and that happened, but I want to talk about AI, Mercury Gatorade. I want to talk about AI and something that I learned this week was that, and I had suspected this because I think I was saying this to one of the groups, like the Grassroots of Democracy 20 on Tuesdays, that I had picked up a book from like a yard sale kind of, and it was about organizing, just like a home organizing kind of book. I thought, yeah, this would be a good book. So I picked it up and I never mentioned it out loud to anybody. And lo and behold, what starts popping up on my phone is organizing videos and organizing this and that. And I was like, okay, there's something more going on here with my phone than it just hearing what I'm saying. And then I read an article about that we have the technology now, and this is going to hit us really fast. We have the technology now where our devices, the technology is out there. The devices actually can translate what you're thinking in your head into verbiage. Am I telling you something that you don't know? I jokingly would say, like maybe a year, 2 years ago, oh, I think my phone is reading my mind. Your phone is reading your mind. Yeah, it was 20 on Tuesdays we were talking about that. Thanks, Sandy. And the implications of that, the fallout from that is pretty huge. I don't know if you have Alexa. I never felt good about having Alexa. Thank you for the Mexican flag. Red, white, and green. Which is the same colors as the, no. The flags confuse me. Yeah, the phone, yeah, it's something to do with the blood flow in the brain. I mean, it's crazy. And Alexa, I never wanted an Alexa. And if you have an Alexa, don't go and freak out, because I think most people have Alexa. But just when that happened with my phone just now, it just reminded me that we do need to start talking about this stuff. We do need to get to a place where we figure out how much we want to participate. Yeah, red, white, and green is the Italian flag. So confused. My ring reads yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's blue, blue, blue. Because it's a mood ring. So anyway, so my solution that I came up with, well, there's two solutions to AI in our devices reading our minds. And I know that sounds like it's something out of some sci-fi, but guess what? I think a lot of writers of science fiction were tapped into the future. It's disturbing. So there's a couple ways around it. One is, and we'd have to adapt to this. One of the ways around it is to not have your device on you 24/7. And most people have their device on them, on their person or next to them 24/7, right? Mexico as well, what? Yeah, but most people, Gloria, do. Most people have devices on their person or next to them 24/7, right? We could take a poll, but I can't do a poll while I'm doing this. So we could either do that, or we could practice having no thoughts in our brains. I know, Gloria, I know you're saying you don't do that, but my point that I'm making is most people do. Most people, if you took a survey, a really honest, accurate survey, what you would find is that most people have their phones or devices on them, on their person, or somewhere in their proximity, right? Do you agree? All the time. So we can sort of do this thing where we have time away from Yeah, we can have time away from our devices. I have designated time that I don't have my phone on me. Well, too much radiation, but there are things like, I feel like I'm giving a class. I have like a pyramid thing here. I've got a couple things on my table, like this and this, that are supposed to help with those, with the radiation. Yeah, so that's that. My other, thought was, Sadhguru would teach us to have less thoughts. So if we have no thoughts, then we're in the clear. But you wanted to find my 7 p.m. and there I am. So we need to reduce our use of devices. Correct? You never use your device. Well, see, if you never use your device, that's great. That's awesome. And that's what I was just showing you, EMF protection devices. And you can buy EMF protection devices to wear on you too. I always have them here. And I had one on my phone, but it fell off. So just be aware. Be aware that you are always being heard, listened to, tracked, as long as you're close to a device. Yeah, I exercise phone free too. Okay, so what we're going to do, you can't see Libby Lamb. Hang on. We got to get Libby Lamb out here. How's this? Is that better? There's Libby Lamb. All right. Let's pull 3 cards. We're not going to read on AI just now, but I just wanted to forewarn you. It's on the way. And AI has been developed to be quite a bit smarter than humans, which isn't a stretch sometimes. Anyway, just kidding. 3. Yeah, you can see Libby now, right? Libby for Liberty. There's an extra bunny there too in the corner, but I don't know if you can see it. I found I had a 3rd bunny. Did you know that I was talking about that I see bunnies everywhere? And then I realized it's the year of the rabbit. Yes, it is. We're pulling 3 cards on Donald J. Trump and his mental state. He's in deep, deep doo-doo. DJT, deep, deep doo-doo. It's and he knows it. And it's like a foreign planet. What do you mean, planet accountability? That's Trump. Yeah, it's very, now we're talking about Trump and we're on to saying it's so scary. What, Trump or AI? It's all scary. We just gotta stay grounded. I'm telling you, we do. 3 cards about what's going on with him right now. Yes, the group is really good. There's a lot of psychic energy. The energy of the group tonight is awesome. Let's keep that vibration up. This is about Trump. This is a Tower card. He still thinks in his mind he's the king. I have been talking about this. And I don't remember who else I heard it from after I had been saying it. Is he actually, if you can imagine this, in Trump's mind, he's still king. And if you saw any of the deposition, because they're starting to show video of the deposition about the E. Jean Carroll case, and if you guys haven't heard it, check it out. It's jaw-dropping. It's like, oh my God, he really does think that he's a big star, and he's gonna always be a big star, and he can do whatever he wants, including just grabbing women and sexually assaulting them. He doesn't call it that. He just treats it as though it's like, it's just what we do. With no concept. No, that's not what men are supposed to do. It's unbelievable. He thinks he's still the king, and he thinks he's going to have the money to pay his way out of things, but I'm not seeing how that's going to happen. So just know that he still is viewing himself as though he's the king. And I'm going to ask the pendulum, does he think that he's actually going to be president? In Trump's mind, does he actually think that he's going to be the president? Is he actually thinking that? Undecided. I think he's trying not to think about it. Weird. I think he's trying not to think about it. I don't think that he's been able to conceive of that far down the line, even though it's only next year. I think that he's not really thinking about whether he's gonna win the presidency. I'm gonna pick 3 more cards on Trump. More specifically, I'm gonna pick 3 cards on the E. Jean Carroll case. But I have to say, in case you haven't heard, I don't know if you guys are all up on the news or if you're getting a lot of the news from me, so that's why I'm going to recount you what I saw, that he was in Scotland and he was in Ireland and he was on the golf course. He's always on the golf course. So he's golfing while the rape trial is going on and he's not there. He's not defending himself at all. He's on the golf course. And so then all of a sudden he comes out with, I have to go back. I have to confront that woman. Yeah, I'm going to go back and confront that woman. So the story is, I don't know what he meant by confront that woman. And so when the judge got wind of this, the judge decided, instead of like closing on the case and making it too late for him to come and defend himself, he extended the invitation so that Trump can't turn around and say, well, I tried to testify, I tried to defend myself and they wouldn't let me, they closed down, because you know how his brain works. And what's beautiful to see is that the whole entire justice system is onto it now. He will never testify. But the people of the United States, and particularly the people in our justice system, they're onto it. They kind of know the script. I mean, these people are investigators. They understand. They understand what he's doing, and it doesn't take a psychic and it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It's pretty obvious. I mean, through experience, even this is what he does. This is what he does. So what I'm going to read on is he actually going to come back and testify and defend himself? And Glory's putting up there he's guilty. I mean, I think that's pretty like clear as a bell, right? I mean, there's nothing there is zero. There is zero. Hi, Betty the Bunny and Lemmy. There is a little bunny, to my right of Libby. I don't know if you can see him. He's not going to come back and testify. He's not, but so now he can't make up his story that he tried to testify and they wouldn't let him. He does think he's still untouchable. I definitely get that. But there's a little voice in his head that's probably one of a few voices in his head that's saying, but they keep, what Trump is expecting is for this to like kind of fall away, for it to fade away. And what's really perplexing to him is it keeps nipping at his heels. Will he fake an illness? I think he's got until Sunday. I'm not sure if he's back. You guys remember that I said, and I did post it. Remember when he arrived at Scotland, there was a red carpet, and I was like, and people were posting in the chat, I think that was Monday, that there were bagpipers when he arrived, and the guy said right to me, he paid for them, and lo and behold, then I heard that in the news. I think it was on Midas Touch. He paid for the pipers. You gotta pay the piper. How's that saying go? You gotta pay the piper. He has until Sunday at 5. You think is he back yet? Does anybody know if he's returned from overseas yet, where he fled out of fear? He was afraid of Eugene Carroll? He was afraid of the women, that's for sure. Women are rising up. Women are not going to take it anymore. Anyway, I was just thinking about a dream that I had, and I don't usually remember my dreams. It must be the full moon. About being in a patriarchal situation where they didn't want me around anymore because I was too, I don't know, witchy? He was in Ireland today. Anyway, and you know, you've seen my sign that one of my viewers sent. You're not gonna mess with the women and get away with it, honey. Honey pie? Honey cakes? It's not happening anymore. Those days are over. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, so is he going to actually testify? That's what I'm going to look at. Joe Tacopina shut it down, and that man looks awful. I don't know if you've seen pictures of Joe Tacopina lately, but talk about someone who needs to get some sleep. So, is he going to come back and defend himself? The world is definitely watching. No, we won't. No, we want him to stand trial. We don't want him to get away. Seriously? No, we want him to stand trial. And no other country wants him anyway. The world is watching. It's kind of striking how much of the world is watching when I see this card. Does prosecutors also do a physio-social profile? Let's airdrop him in Russia. Let's attach him to a drone and airdrop him in Russia. Speaking of Russia, we need to talk about Tucker Carlson again too. It's too much of a burden for Trump to testify. He cannot defend himself. He can't defend the indefensible. He won't. I don't know why people think that he's going to be able to flee. Can you maybe let me know how you see how that is even possible? Because I'm curious as to why people think that Trump is going to flee, because he's got all eyes on him all the time. Exchange Trump for Russia U.S. prisoners. I would kind of vote for that. It's Ginny, Ginny. It confuses me when somebody calls her Jenny. We'll get there. We just started. Yes, he's not going to be able to flee with the Secret Service. So it's interesting to me that so many people say, oh, he's going to flee. Oh, he's a flight risk. I mean, I could see if he was just a regular, nobody knows him kind of guy, but that's not the case. And that's not why he won't flee, Gloria. The reason he won't flee is because he's not able to flee. So Jamie, honestly, I really don't see how he could do it. Could Donald Trump ever, currently with the energy the way it is, could Donald Trump pull off fleeing to never be seen again? He's like, who's telling me secrets about SCOTUS? Okay. Can Donald Trump set up the conditions where he could flee and never be seen again? No. I mean, nowadays too. I mean, we're just talking about AI. Seriously? Nobody can hide nowadays. I mean, try. Yes, we watch him every minute of the day, right? As far as coming back and defending himself, the world is watching. You have no idea. I mean, we have no idea how much of the world has their eyes on Trump right now. Because, well, for one reason, it's like a movie or a binge series, and you just need to know what's going to happen next. It's a big burden for him. I actually feel like the women are sitting pretty and they're like, oh, well, we don't have to do anything else. I hope Trump is really done. I totally agree with that. I really hope E. Jean Carroll treats herself, and the other women too, to a big celebration. There was a rumor that Interpol may snatch him for international crimes. Okay, so that takes me to even more about, he's the most recognizable person in the world, right? Back when Trump declared he was going to run for president, which is really stupid, really dumb idea. It's always about, him, being the big man and getting away with stuff. So always, it's his whole life. And Merrick Garland came out shortly afterwards and said, okay, well, I need to appoint a special counsel. When I ever heard, Happy Cinco de Mayo! This is my mocktail. Has pineapples on it. When I heard that Jack Smith was being appointed as special counsel, the second that I heard that Jack Smith prosecutes war crimes, I went, ding, 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 ding. That's why Merrick Garland looked right to Jack Smith and said, I want you on this. Think about it. Trump has committed international crimes. And, oh, you hear the seagulls? It's not like Jack Smith is a slouch. And I'm trying to remember back when, when Trump got wind of the Jack Smith thing, I think he completely panicked. And what has he done again and again and again and again? He has called Jack Smith names. He has threatened him. He's put him in danger. He's threatened his wife. I'm frozen. I'll see if it reconnects. Let me know if it's bad. I'll have to do something about that. I shouldn't be frozen. I thought they fixed it. So is a lot of, okay, so good. Okay, thank you. I did kind of reboot everything, and apparently Comcast said they fixed things, so we'll just go with that. Jack Smith prosecutes war crimes. He's the real deal. Thank you for letting me know that things are good. Wi-Fi wise. Putin is mad, his assets about to be arrested. Yes. Yeah, so they put a firecracker over his dome. We read on that on Wednesday, and I did get that it was Russia. That the source of those drones was Russia. I don't know if it was deliberate. Yes, the seagulls, they're real. They're not piped in. I didn't hire the seagulls. Just to make you feel like I was important. Anyway, so what I see is that Jack Smith is investigating. I mean, I'm telling you, I just literally hear. Now you can't hear me? What's wrong, Dale, with your? It might be your technology. It's like the lid is being taken off all the secrets. You can see the guys crawling up the building on the video. I did see that. Well, Jack Smith tried Putin at the Hague next. Putin might be gone by then. You know what I mean? The Wagner Group is leaving a part of Ukraine. Yeah. Seagulls are Utah's state bird? I wouldn't think that. I always associate seagulls with the ocean. I guess they have lake seagulls too. They do. Lake gulls, right? What are we going to talk about when Trump's gone? I'll have to probably shut down my videos and I don't know. Want him to go away and never come back. We want him to pay for his crimes. The Great Salt Lake Seagulls. Wow, that's cool. So, I did see Jim Jordan in some kind of mock hearing, some footage. I just kind of came across it, so I'm trying to recall who he was questioning. Anyway, it'll come to me. There's so many of these stupid hearings that are really stupid hearings. They're senseless. And Jim Jordan would not let this man answer the question when he asked him a question. And he kept asking for, what it was, I don't know specifically what they called this stupid mock hearing, but Jim Jordan was like blasting this guy, saying, we need what you're working on, we need you, we subpoenaed you, we're waiting for these, they want, Jim Jordan is demanding that the investigators turn over their investigations. That's the simple version. And I'm telling you what, Jim Jordan is a lost human being. To put it mildly. A lost human being. Jim Jordan is like, I always, when I think of Jim Jordan, I think about when they were questioning him about January 6th, whether he had talked to Trump on January 6th, and that's why when I think of Jim Jordan, I go, humana, because that's literally what he does. And he's on high speed stress mode all the time, and I cannot wait until somebody finally puts him in his place. Jim Jordan. I cannot wait until somebody just finally says to him, shut the you know what up. Just shut up. Since I'm on the Jim Jordan topic, these people saw the we haven't even talked about the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers yet. These people know the wagons are circling and they're getting ready to pounce. And all the signs are pointing to, if you were part of the insurrection, you're on their radar. And Jim Jordan is one of those people, as is Marjorie Taylor Greene. And what's Marjorie Taylor Greene doing now? We need to impeach Joe Biden for corruption. They don't even know what it is. They don't even know what they're talking about. Anyway, so we're going to read on Jim Jordan. Thomas? All right, now I have to address what Thomas is saying. Here we are. Look at the E. Jean Carroll case. Look at how long it took for that to be addressed. Look at how long it took for Timothy McVeigh to be prosecuted. Look at how long it took so many crimes to come to light. The Trump org. How long it's taken. When you look at how many Proud Boys and Oath Keepers were tried and charged with seditious conspiracy, which is like, whoa, who does that? That's pretty huge. That was fast. We are really fortunate that we're even having investigations. We are so fortunate that we are even having investigations, because on January 6, 2021, we could have lost our government, we could have lost our country, we could have fallen in a coup like what happens to other countries. On January 6th, if things had gone according to their plan, we would be under a dictatorship rule. Comparably, this is fast, and I'm only telling you this because contrary to what most people think, and I understand we go really fast, contrary to what a lot of people think, this is miraculous what's happening. It's miraculous what's happening. It's crazy. Crazy that, crazy good. That they're doing it right, they're doing it with precision, and I don't know why the news doesn't talk about this, but I have my theories. The DOJ is batting 1,000. The DOJ is doing what they're setting out to do. They're succeeding. So let's just see. I've said many times, Sandy, that we are lucky that the angels took it upon themselves to intervene. Yeah. Very humbling it should be. So anyway, Jim Jordan. I mean, honestly, I was just like, let's be appreciative here. You know what I'm saying? Jim Jordan. What's the fate of Jim Jordan? The fate of Jim Jordan. I'm sorry, I just really want people to understand that they're going really fast. The DOJ is going really fast. And all signs are pointing to prosecutions. Yeah, if it wasn't for Pelosi, if it wasn't for cooler heads prevailing, if it wasn't for Pence, as much as we cannot stand him, and we don't understand if he's like an android or what. I mean, I don't know, like, what would have happened. Pelosi kept a cool head, and they were after her. They were going to assassinate her. It's amazing. I dropped a card. The Empress came up. I'm asking about Jim Jordan, and how's Pelosi doing? We can take a look. Weird. What's weird? What's weird? The Empress. This is the United States DOJ. This is people surrendering. And I just heard earlier it was breaking news, because we always have breaking news. Yeah, those Republicans actually met in the Willard Hotel. They had it all planned. I mean, it's just amazing. Jim Jordan. The United States against Jim Jordan, he's gonna have to surrender. Thank God for Nancy Pelosi. Thank God for Joe Biden, too. Seriously, thank God for Joe Biden. The man with the experience. And I was yelling at the phone earlier because I was, what's her name? Who's interviewing, who interviewed Joe Biden, but they haven't aired it yet. I was so mad. I mean, just, oh, well, you know, we asked him about his age. We asked Joe Biden about his age. And then we noticed that in Joe Biden's ad, they had Kamala. They showed Kamala so many times in his ad, and we think he's old, and we think there's a reason why he showed Kamala in the ad so much. Shut up. Very quickly, the hammer's coming down on Jim Jordan, and I think he knows it. Thank you, Thomas. Hit the thumbs up if you can. It's not hard. Yeah, quickly. This is what I was just saying. Quickly. The United States against Jim Jordan. He's going to have to surrender. He's going to have to give up the goods. So what happened in Georgia today was that Fani Willis was able to get some of the fake electors to sing a little song about what actually happened in exchange for immunity. Yeah? I know. We have to think of all the good news, because the news, actually the cable news, tells us all the bad, dire news. And it's like, well, don't let them do that to you. Don't let the mainstream news tell you about Joe Biden's age and not tell you about the historic, phenomenal work that he has done to save this country. Lincoln must be rolling in his grave with all the ugliness in the GOP. I don't think Lincoln would be surprised. I mean, think about it. The Confederacy. I mean, the horribleness has been there for a long time. We got a lot of help from the other side. Oh yeah, we definitely did. I mean, every day we can be, oh, thank you. We made it through. Thank you. We got a second chance. We made it through January 6th. And now these people are being held accountable. And those seditious conspiracy crimes carry a sentence of like at least 20 years. Lowest unemployment since 1969. I'm telling you, and one thing that we're going to be doing at Grassroots of Democracy, and please come, Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com and you'll see what we're up to. Tomorrow we will be writing letters. We can spend the time doing whatever we want to do, but we will be spending time writing emails. And I did send an email today to CNN, writing emails to the different media saying to stop talking about Joe Biden's age. Just shut up already. It's so inappropriate. It's so not cool. It's rude. Didn't Grant have a drinking problem too? Who didn't have a drinking problem in those days? In Lincoln's times and, his time. Okay, let's just take a look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. What's going on with her? Is she, what I'm going to ask is, does she know that people are onto her? Georgia's going to be big. Fani Willis, that's why they were trying to shut it down. That's why the fascists were trying to shut it down. Kathy asks, do you think the universe is helping us make a course correction in our democracy? Some of these things are so obvious to me. When Donald Trump got into office and people, and I've said this several times, you may not have been here, but when Donald Trump got into office, and of course I'm doing the Psychic News Network, and people are like, why him? Why do we have to do this? Why him? And the guides clearly told me that our democracy was in such peril, and it was so corrupt and had so many holes in it. And boy, are we finding that out now, that Donald Trump's ultimate outcome and with all the fallout, he's forcing us. The way that he's behaved in this life has forced America as a nation to fix our democracy, and we're not there. We're just finding out where all the holes are right now. How can we avoid age? I'm not saying anything about avoiding age. Good luck with that. Uptick 888, that's completely different. That's completely different. Dianne Feinstein she's not all there, and she needs to do what's for the good of the country. And the Republicans, the fascists, don't want her to resign because then Joe Biden will get to appoint judges. I'm telling you what. Okay, I'm gonna reshuffle these because I'm talking too much, and I feel like the other things I'm talking about are gonna get in the cards. Shh. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm probably gonna change decks in a sec too. Okay. What I'm saying about the whole age thing is that, it's almost like judging a person it's almost the same as judging a person, just similar energy. Almost the same as judging a person based on how they happen to look, right? How their physical self looks. It's like racism, right? To be going on and on and on and on about Biden's age, it's like unbelievable. Shut up. I must have said shut up to my phone, just, checking the news 20 times today. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Boy, they have the whole case already laid out about Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's just a matter of time. I always get the temperance card. Joe Biden has more experience than any president ever in American history. And they're talking about his age. He could just, if he did have a problem with his age, he could sit there and he could just tell people to do this and do that and tell them this and tell them that, right? Am I right? They have nothing else to complain about. Yeah, put this in the Obama's tan suit category. Honestly. Remember that? Biden is the most experienced president in American history. Why don't we talk about that? Marjorie Taylor Greene, The whole case against her is just so brimming with evidence. And the temperance card, I always get the temperance card with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I always end up saying to everybody, it's just a matter of time. I didn't say a long time, I didn't say a short time, it's just a matter of time. When it's time to subpoena Marjorie Taylor Greene, they will subpoena Marjorie Taylor Greene. There are people that have lived to be 100. How about the woman who stood at one of the it might have been a school board committee in Florida, 100 years old, standing up for having for no book bans, like it's taking away the book bans. You all saw that, right? I bet you did. 100-year-old woman in Florida shows up to the meeting and speaks out at the meeting against these stupid fascist book bans. Don't anybody tell me that Joe Biden is too old to be president, to run for re-election. We need his experience. Let's look at the Fani Willis situation in Georgia. Let's look at what, I know that's going to be, I'm getting my trials, my hearings, my grand juries, I'm getting it all mixed up schedule-wise. I think Alvin Bragg's goes into next year, early in the year. Fani Willis is October, I believe, right? Your father was 105 when he died and knew more than most. Wow. And this is really true, too. My dad is elderly, and I learn a lot from him. Just in terms of, little historic things, likes to read, shares with me things I didn't know. Joe Biden is an amazing president. Let's hear it for Joe Biden. I'm gonna read on Georgia. Oh my goodness, where has the time gone? I feel like I've been here 10 minutes and it's already time for my commercial break. But first I'm gonna read on Georgia. Georgia, Georgia. Judgment, the world is watching. This is about Georgia. Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's something going on. There are people in Georgia that are letting the cat out of the bag, and I know that she wasn't a fake elector, but I just kind of feel like that people in Georgia know what Marjorie Taylor Greene has been up to. You heard Trump's voice saying that? The judgment card. Georgia's going to be cut and dried. Cut and dried. RICO, all the evidence, there's no denying it. Trump is moving into this time where it's like, how can you say you didn't do that? Here's the receipts. How can you say you didn't do that? So-and-so was with you and he told us. How can you say you didn't do that? See, it's right here. We have pictures. That's where we are. You kept a picture of your great-great-grandmother on your school desk. She was a teacher. She was born in 1812 and died at age 90. She had 13 children, 10 of whom survived until adulthood. Plus, can I just say, by the way, the funny, just in case I went through that too fast, because I do sometimes. From the Northeast, we talk fast. Fani Willis in Georgia. The case is so clearly, it's done. It's done. Just like the Eugene Carroll case, it's done. In terms of everything's lined up. Yeah, so. Where are we going next? I still have Joe Biden on my brain. Bernie Sanders. He's getting up there. Oh, what I was going to say was that, you know how we talk about AI and how the advent of AI is going to come so fast to fascists? We'll get to him too. He hasn't been in the news too much lately, the past couple days anyway. the advent of AI is also going to be happening simultaneously. It's already happening with with anti-aging technology. So it's conceivable that within 4 to 5 years, people will have. There's so many advancements in medicine. People will have the ability to not age. I don't mean people won't die. I mean people will have the ability, the choice to not age. And that's coming really soon too. So this talk about all this ageism is going to be less and less and less. All right, I see some of you are putting up questions. Where to go next? Ron the Fascist. How is he doing? I'm going to switch cards just to keep it interesting. I think I want to go to my black and gold cards. Black. It's a full moon. Full moon in Scorpio. We're taking out the black. All right. Ron the Fascist. Do we have a specific question about Ron the Fascist? Is he a fascist? The answer is yes. Yes, stem cell research. AI is saying I come in peace. I didn't pour a cup of tea. We have to save that. We have to save that for the low attendance nights. Maybe we'll lure some more people in. Ron the Fascist. Ron the Fascist. I know, as many projects you want to do, you need to live a very long time. I feel the same way. I have books to write. I have songs to write. I have tours to do. I have talks to give. I have a church to build. It's like, they better let us live a long life. No, it is coming. And then we have to figure out how to have enough resources on the planet. Age was never discussed in your family. 3 aunts, all teachers. Because it's irrelevant. And I think that I get really passionate about it because I have so many clients that will say to me, "Oh, it's a little late in the game, isn't it, for me and that?" And they're not even old. It's like, "Oh, well, I should have done that a long time ago." And I'm going, "Well, do it now." What? I always tell people 10 years from now or 20 years from now, you'll look back at the age of the year and go, I can't believe I thought I was old. Seriously. Ron the Fascist. Has anybody heard of what's he up to? I haven't seen him in the news too much. What's stopping you? Exactly. That's what I say. Well, the program. The program. Louise Hay. She's like... I idolized Louise Hay, who kept working until her mid-90s, and one day she decided, okay, this is my last day. And now she's on the spirit plane guiding us. Ron the Fascist. I'm going to be thinking about Disney. He's making laws that they can see who's buying his book? What? Go Seagulls. What do you mean? He's making laws they can see who's paying for his book trips? I don't understand. They can't see? I thought you were saying that Ron DeSantis was making a law that nobody could see who was buying his books. Buying new boots? Florida's going to have some really big problems if it doesn't already. I'm very concerned about Florida because they have no leadership. Florida has no leadership. Let's be real. He's busy telling people that Florida's where woke goes to die, which concerns me. Just that language. Bottles haven't dropped yet. And I haven't done my commercial yet. I'm a little late to the game. Ron the Fascist. Whoa. Whoa. Sword of truth about Ron. Disney World. The world is watching Ron DeFascist. Boy, I'm telling you, it's becoming very clear about how much the world is watching what's going on in the United States. Maybe they don't have a lot going on. I mean, but in the UK they have the coronation, so there's a lot going on there. So a lot of people in the UK are a little bit angry right now, and some are celebrating. But anyway, this is about Ron DeFascist. The world is watching, but this is about Disney World, and this is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords means great intensity in all things. There's nothing like la-di-da about the Ace of Swords. And this is about Ron DeFascist, and this is a sword of truth. And this is Disney World. That's Disney World. And here he is, Two of Wands, going, just kind of standing there like, okay, where am I? Deer in the headlights. Deer in the headlights! Why'd they let him go overseas? Who are you referring to, Angela? Why'd they let Ron DeFascist go overseas? Who would stop him? I'm sure there's lots of things that people want to, stop him from doing, but he's doing it anyway. Anyway, so I want to look at 3 more cards about Ron to see if he's going to stop it. Stop being a brat. Stop being a bad brat. Ron DeFascist, who never smiles. These narcissists, these malignant narcissists, they don't smile. Their smiles are weird, or they don't know how to smile. They have no sense of humor. It's a very sad thing for them. So, so just reading more about him, the Ten of Swords. Ooh, that's not good. So Ron DeFascist is in limbo. He met with Orban in Hungary again. Is he there now? Somebody is there now. Is it him that's... I need to look that up. Can you guys look that up? Is he in Hungary right now? He's in bad money trouble, absolutely. And I've always gotten that Jack Smith is onto him. Yeah, okay. Ten of Swords for Ron DeFascist, not good. He's trying to do some deals. Just like Trump. He's just like Trump. And the Two of Pentacles, I got the Two of Wands before. He's in limbo. But he's in trouble. Ron DeFascist is in a lot of trouble. The Magician is, he's trying to swindle his way out. He's trying to swindle his way out. Are we going to see Ron DeFascist in the news for something big? Are we going to see Ron DeFascist in the news for something big? It's going around in a left circle, so it's like not... I guess that was a vague question. Is Ron DeSantis going to be subpoenaed or indicted for financial crimes? I'm getting yes. I don't know if the citizens of Florida could impeach him. Maybe I'll ask my crystal. That's Bond Blue who gave me the crystals. Can they impeach Ron? I think what the guys say about I don't know. Do governors get impeached? Oh, Paul Gosar. It was Carrie Lake. Yeah, that's who it was. That just made me feel nauseous when you said Paul Gosar and Carrie Lake are in Hungary. Oh my gosh. I feel like Ron DeFascist has Florida set up so that they can't get rid of him. That's what the guys just said. Ron DeFascist has it set up so they can't get rid of him. He's actually set Florida up so that he can be a fascist dictator. I've been calling Florida. I mean, I'm sorry if you live there. You might want to consider moving. Florida's a beautiful place. Yeah, Florida's a beautiful place. I get that he's got it rigged so that... I mean, I'm not saying he'll succeed in that. Are you leaving, Kathy? I haven't done my commercial yet. hang tight. I just want to tell you what I'm up to. I've had barely anybody need a reading lately. I don't know what's going on. I thought you... Anyway, I'm not taking appointments next week, but I have a couple slots open for readings tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a pendulum class. I have room for 3 or 4 more people. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. If you can type that up there, that would be great. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. It's also in the description. The pendulum class is from 1 to 3 Eastern time. We meet in a Zoom room. You get the invite in the morning. I wrote down what else. That's called Unraveling the Mysteries of the Pendulum. Go to my website, click on classes, and you can sign up there. That's tomorrow. I have 3-4 maximum spots left there. A Spiritual Approach to Weight Loss starts May 13th. Radically Forgiving is June 17th. And I have a new class that I'm offering about taking care of your brain. It's called It's All in Your Mind. And that's on May 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. Please join us for Grassroots of Democracy. We meet on Saturdays and we meet on Thursdays. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. If you'd like to tip me, there's a tip jar in the description. I'm not finished. This is my commercial break I do in the middle, which I'm a little late doing. And then we keep going with the readings. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We meet on Saturdays and we meet on Thursdays, and we're getting some great work done. We're really hitting a stride. So join Grassroots of Democracy. And Church of Spirituality, my church, is every single Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, live. And please watch it, the recordings, if you get an opportunity. If you need spiritual inspiration, that's where it lives. And my arena. Anyway, and I think that's everything. For now, there's always more. Thank you. Thank you to those of you who have left beautiful, loving comments. I always appreciate it. And for those of you who have donated, this is how I make my living, so it's much appreciated. I like Key West too. Florida is a beautiful state, and Florida deserves so much better. So much better. There's a blue light special in the... Damon said there's a blue light special. Sometimes I do specials. Will Bannon ever get jail again? Ooh, let's see. Will Steve Bannon end up... Wasn't he supposed to go to jail? What the heck? Will Steve Bannon serve time in prison? Oh, I'm getting a yes on that. And as soon as I ask the question, it's a big yes. Big yes on that. Betty, you using a pendulum? She gets a big yes too. A big yes on Steve Bannon spending time in prison. And I get Proud Boys. I get those two in my mind at the same time. Yeah, they're all running free, walking free, and running loose, or running free and walking loose. Not forever. Not forever. I mean, actually, when you think about it, these Proud Boys and Oath Keepers, these domestic terrorists, being convicted is a big deal. I'm not so naive as to say we're completely safe. I'm not so naive to say that. But it is a big deal. And it's starting to set a precedent. Like, if you want to attack our country, you're not going to get away with it. Seems simple enough, right? You're not going to get away with it. It's not going to happen. I do want to take a look at, I mentioned the other night, last night at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting, that we're in an absolute crisis in America. We've gotten to a point where the news is barely covering the fact that there have been so many mass shootings this year. I think that our psyches probably can't handle it. But I want to look again, before we look at other things. There's so much. I want to look again at the gun reform laws. What's such a strong Russian connection to the NRA? It boggles my brain, honestly. So are we going to do something? It can be done. It can be done. We can stop the madness of gun violence. We can. There's nothing we cannot do. It's affecting everybody. It's horrible. The Page of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Devil. So the devil is the reason that we are having all this gun violence, in the sense that it's like people, the evil, the demonic, there's seriously a demonic, and I've told you this before. The demonic hates life, the demonic hates happiness, the demonic hates children, the demonic hates anything that is life affirming and beautiful. Yeah, it's non-stop shooting. Yeah, the demonic hates children because they're innocent and they're pure and they're so full of light. They just came from a world of light. So this is, the devil is what is driving, not the actual devil, but the I know there are some people that are in spiritual work, or that have spiritual titles. Nothing against them, that don't believe that there's evil, but there really is. So we have to conquer the evil. And how do we conquer evil? With good. The Eight of Wands, it is in the works. It's not like, it's a burden. The gun situation is a huge burden, but it is, the laws are in the works. The laws are in the works. It's a matter of just plugging away, plotting away, gun laws, sign all the petitions that you can. I do see movement. I don't see no movement. And I didn't, thanks for posting the link for Grassroots of Democracy. We work on all this stuff. I didn't get to hear Raphael Warnock's speech. I think I've caught up on all the news, and it's like, no, I meant to check that out too. Raphael Warnock, I guess, gave a really good speech about gun violence. Did any of you guys watch that? I didn't hear what he said, but I'm going to make a point to go back and check it out. And on we go to the Supreme Court. Which, it's funny, because at Grassroots of Democracy, on Saturdays, we have a civics meeting. We have like 25 minutes. Maria Rodriguez, I think she's here tonight, gives us a civics lesson. We were talking at length. I was like pounding the table. How could they have taken away the Civil Rights Act? Or no, not the Civil Rights Act, the voting rights. How could they have taken that away? How could the Supreme Court have done that? And lo and behold, the money, the dark money scheme is being shown, revealed. That was an underhanded dark money Federalist Society scheme where Jenny Thomas got all that money to influence what happened with voting rights. So actually, I'm going to start with reading on Jenny Thomas. I feel like Jenny Thomas, when I read her energy, she's going into a Neptunian fog. Zelensky was in Finland yesterday. That's good. Remember when I was reading the tea leaves and I saw an uprising of military for the good? So Jenny Thomas right now is, I want to call it the Neptunian fog. I think she's probably medicating herself. I think Jenny Thomas is probably, just from what I'm reading clairvoyantly, I feel like she's, I don't know if she drinks, but I definitely feel like she's having trouble breathing. When people are anxious, a lot of people just, Maria's doing a great job as a civics teacher in our group. People get stressed, they only breathe up here. Jenny Thomas is only breathing up here. She's having massive anxiety. Do check out, I haven't even watched it, my own Spirit Talk podcast with Kathy Beale, the amazing astrologer. The last one, it's right here, a couple videos down on the live, under the live column. That we went over, Kathy Beale filled us in on all the info about astrologically what's going on, what's likely to happen with the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas, and I'll look at it more too, and like Kevin McCarthy and all that. And we still have to read on the debt ceiling. Whew. I think I'm going to have to stay a little longer tonight. So, I'm going to read on Ginny. little bit more. A little bit more. Supreme Court, Ginny. It's amazing. I mean, in a way, don't you feel like you've been watching a movie for the past 7-8 years and it's just like you don't know what's going to happen next? You don't know what's going to happen next? I'm reading about Ginny. The sun is shining. The sun is shining on Ginny's crimes and Clarence's crimes and a barge off Cuba. Yeah, right? A bad movie. I know, it's like there's always a new plot, but the plot line of this movie we've been in. Let me give you the synopsis. This movie we've been in since 2015. Here's the plot line. Russia got involved in our elections. The Federalist Society and dark money corrupted all the different systems in our democracy. And the NRA, with its ties to Russia, got involved in arming the American people, making them angry. The misinformation happened with a Russian connection to Fox and Tucker Carlson. All these things have happened in this movie. Trump has been Putin's puppet, and everything's being flipped on its head. And this full moon eclipse in Scorpio is about revealing, like, you know, I have Scorpio rising. I love to dig into things, as you can tell. What's going on with this? Dig deeper, find the truth. And the Scorpio energy is bringing everything to the surface, and it has been a movie, but now, you know how it's like a thriller, right? You don't know until the plot keeps going, this movie keeps going, and then things start to be revealed. You didn't think it would be so slow? I don't know. I know. You mean you didn't think it would be so long? I think is what you mean. Josh Hawley indicted. Yes, I do see Josh Hawley indicted. So it's been continuous, but if you follow the plot, you do see that the ending is going to be to your satisfaction. Meanwhile, back to Ginny Thomas. There's not much that's not going to be revealed about what Ginny Thomas did. Oh, well, Betty, for the movie to be from Reagan on, the movie changed. I understand what you're saying about from Reagan, but the movie that I'm referring to is the one that started in 2015. We're going on 10 years of this. Watergate took 2 years before indictments. Yeah. And that was fast. So Ginny Thomas she's oh dear. The Page of Swords is coming to Ginny Thomas. No wonder she's nervous. Kellyanne Conway. Yes, Kellyanne Conway. These people, when they lie, doesn't it make you crazy? Kellyanne, oh my gosh. You're a Scorpio detective too? Yeah. I just poke. I knew somebody else, Tony Stone, my teacher, who made these signs, who's on the other side. She also was a Scorpio rising, and she described it like this. It's like if there's a cake and it has white icing, the person with the Scorpio energy is the one that's like, let me just see what kind of cake it is. That's Scorpio energy. The Seven of Cups, yeah, it's like I was just saying about Ginny Thomas. It's like the Neptunian fog. I do think she's medicating herself. The Sun, everything's being revealed in the Page of Swords. She is going to be indicted. Cake. I know, I'm a little hungry. Might be time for a taco. You guys eat Mexican food? You're a Scorpio moon, and I can't see that. Alright. Yes, so full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio, man. Everything, I'm telling you, the lid is coming off the box, the Pandora's box. But I think, sorry about that noise. I think in the story of Pandora's box, let's think about that. The lid's coming off. The guides just keep saying, the lid's coming off the box. Cheryl, you are a little late. Yeah, she'll be indicted. Oh, she'll be indicted. So you all that are saying you have Scorpio, aspected in your chart, you have that then. I mean, think about, even my family would say to me when I was growing up, Annette, you're so deep. Like, if I had known, I would have said, well, I have Scorpio rising. Anyway, yeah. Let's see where we're getting here. There's so much. Hang on a sec. Yeah, Ginny. Kellyanne Conway is, I see Ginny being indicted. I see Kellyanne Conway definitely. Didn't she already answer some questions too? You're an Aquarius who grew up loving Nancy Drew and became a researcher. You know what was interesting about our Spirit Talk podcast with astrologer Kathy Beale was like 4 of the justices are Aquarius. Yeah, Kellyanne Conway. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Seriously. I'm glad that George is divorcing her. I don't know who asked for the divorce, but it was just a matter of time. Hang on, let me reshuffle because I want to be more directed and more specific. Let's see what's going to happen to Clarence. You'll break open an old bottle of watermelon wine. Yeah, George and Kellyanne are divorcing. Oh, another Sag with Scorp rising. Here, Sag with Scorp rising. And if you're a Sag with Scorp rising, it's like Sag is I seek and Scorp is I intuit or something like that. Clarence. Oh, it was George Conway filed for the divorce. You know who else is getting a divorce? I see it, Ted Cruz. Actually, I've been saying that for a while, and I've been saying that Kevin McCarthy will be getting a divorce too. Okay. Clarence. I mean, Clarence Thomas has no soul. George looks great lately. Yeah, he's probably, George Conway, he's probably like, I'm a free man. I bet a lot of people in the chat have Scorpio in their chart too. George is looking good, actually, now that you mention it. Clarence Thomas has no soul. He has no soul. Gates needs to be behind lock. Yeah, Gates was part of the insurrection. George Conway is now an independent, yeah. I was reflecting on what it means to have ethics because we're seeing so little of it. And on that note, I just want to say that I read to Grassroots of Democracy this kind of a letter from Jimmy Carter's his organization that helps help people that have terrible diseases in third world countries. And, like that's a real Christian, somebody who wants to help other people. When I was thinking about Clarence Thomas and just, the polar opposite to, say, somebody like Jimmy Carter, who's a real Christian. Clarence Thomas and this whole ethics situation with the Supreme Court. They don't have ethics. They've demonstrated that they don't have ethics. You're having Italian food tonight? You know what ethics are? Let me just put it this way. Somebody without any ethics can just hurt people, can do something even though they know it's going to hurt people and do it anyway. Right? That's no ethics. Somebody with ethics cares that what they do is going to help people or at least not harm them. That's ethics. That's how you know if you have a code of ethics. If your actions or the decisions that you make are going to harm somebody or a lot of people, your ethical code, your code of ethics says, I will not do that because it will hurt others, even if it's a gain for me, right? You saw that Clarence sold his own people into slavery in a past life. Yeah, well, I call him King Clarence. King Clarence and Queen Ginny. So speaking of that, I'm going to just see what's going to happen with Clarence Thomas. The guides are saying that Congress won't let this go. Congress will not let this go. What are you doing to my hair? This is some kind of law coming down. It could be a law that's just created. Lawyer sent to Marjorie Taylor Greene, did it work? That's a little vague. Can you explain that better? Lawyer sent to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, I need a little more information about what you're asking. Classic description of narcissism or stunted development. Yeah, they're all stunted in their development. And I just want to say, kind of connected to that, this class that I'm teaching on May 27th, called It's All in Your Mind. The reason I got interested in teaching that is because I think it will help us to understand, not our brains in particular, but to understand other people and how their cognitive function works and how our cognitive function works and how we can make it work, to our liking. But there is something wrong with these people's brains. Like Clarence Thomas, there's something wrong with his brain. He's not normal. I don't know what Opus Dei is. But the Hierophant indicates that Clarence Thomas is going to have to adhere to some laws. Don't think that's not going to happen. It is. Because there's going to be such clear communication about what's going on. And the Ace of Cups. There are enough Democrats, at least, that will hold the Supreme Court accountable. I think the Supreme Court is going to disassemble, and come together in a brand new way. I'm going to read on Dianne Feinstein, because I hadn't read on her before. I think Dianne Feinstein has dementia. Thomas and Pompey are both Opus Dei. Yeah, I love these people that call themselves Catholics. They hide behind it. Thomas is a reborn plantation owner. I just saw his lifetime as a king. And of course he wasn't a very nice king and he could have done better, but he opted out. We have to go to Kevin McCarthy. I think with Dianne Feinstein, it's not just shingles. That's not the only thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Kevin McCarthy in a tree kissing. Gross! Dianne Feinstein, what's going to happen with that? She needs to resign. She's holding up. Oh, you met Jimmy Carter. You are so lucky. Guess he's hanging in there for the time being. I feel like Dianne Feinstein has dementia. I see her family members. I know she lost her husband, sadly, not very long ago. And I think it's been a downslide since then for Dianne Feinstein. But the Seven of Cups, she thinks that she can do the job, but she can't. And I see, and it's really hard for her because she lost her husband, and I feel like to stay in her job it's distracting her, so she's having a hard time. It's a good distraction for her, so she's having a hard time letting go. But I feel like there will be somebody's going to get, feels like a family member is going to really sit her down and talk to her. And I give it 2 months before she steps down. Yeah. Feinstein, don't forget, is a recent. Yeah, I just got through saying that, Dr. Nancy. Yeah, she lost her husband, and I think that it's been really devastating for her. She has the onset of dementia, and Grassley is 90. And actually, speaking of Grassley, I think he's compromised. If she has dementia, she would not have the wherewithal to quit, and so that's what I'm picking up. This is not my opinion. I'm telling you what I'm picking up. I'm picking up about her that there's a family member that I feel an intervention, but it's from family. Okay. I give it no more than, it's weeks. It's maybe 8 weeks. But she will step down. Let's see. She campaigned in the 1980s of the Reagan years. Yeah, it's, this comes a certain time when, Joe Biden still has a lot of, he's on top of it. Plus all that experience. But Feinstein and Grassley are a different thing. And Grassley is being played by Marjorie Taylor Greene right now. And the rest of the fascists. I'm reading about Kevin McCarthy. Okay? I just sort of saw somebody say, I don't like that. Come on, you guys. We're almost getting through the whole full moon show without people flying off the handle. Be nice, okay? Just be nice. It's nice to be nice. I feel like if Dianne Feinstein, if they give her celebrate her achievements, she'll be fine. She'll be okay. Keep her company, Kevin McCarthy, 6 of Swords. That's not good for Kevin McCarthy. He's holding on to secrets, but it's not going very well for Kevin. Queen of Pentacles. This is a woman who's on to him. What woman would that be? For some reason, I'm getting AOC and Katie Porter. We're talking about Kevin McCarthy. You're hanging on the handle for dear life. What's wrong, Damon? Why handle? No, I just saw that somebody was saying something that was like, it looked like somebody's feelings got hurt. This is about Kevin McCarthy, and the 6 of Swords is he's in a really wicked lot of trouble. He's trying to, I just feel like he's trying to keep the secrets. Remember I keep talking about the Pandora's box, and the story of Pandora's box, the lid opened, Pandora opened it, and all these bad things came out, but then after a while, everything kind of cleared up, right? I think that's how the story ended. I don't think it was a terrible ending. Yes, we're here to save our democracy and get us through the craziness. But as far as Kevin McCarthy, it's like he's trying to keep the lid on the box. But he's not able to do it. Because there's a woman who knows what's in the box. Could be Liz Cheney. Is it Liz Cheney who knows what Kevin knows? Is it Liz Cheney? It feels like it's Liz Cheney who knows what Kevin's hiding. That would make sense. But I feel like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez knows too. And Katie Porter. I feel like there's a few women that know what Kevin is hiding. And now we definitely have to read on the debt ceiling, and you must let me know if there's something like glaringly obvious that I haven't touched on in this almost 90 minutes. I'm going to read on the debt ceiling. Oh, and earlier when I was telling you how aggravated I was by the woman who, they haven't aired it yet, but who interviewed Joe Biden, and she just kept going on about his age. To Ari Melber, she was talking to Ari Melber, Stephanie Rule. I find it offensive. Liz isn't finished with Kevin. I wasn't like making the logical connection. But, I mean, I find it offensive. Liz isn't finished with Kevin. I wasn't like making the logical connection. Liz isn't finished with Kevin. I wasn't like making the logical connection. 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 to, I wouldn't have thought that Liz Cheney would be the one who knows what Kevin knows, but that's what I get. Marjorie Taylor Greene, did I read on her already? Yes, I did. Okay. The debt ceiling. I'm telling you, write to these cable news shows and complain. Please. We need Dark Brandon. We have Dark Brandon. Benjamin, you're late. We're almost finishing. The debt ceiling. Did I talk about the continuing bank failures? No, I'm not interested in those things. Because I don't know. I don't know. I have no explanation for you why I have no interest in reading on the economy and banks. That's just how I roll. I'll read on just about anything else. Just about. The debt ceiling. I feel like the Democrats have something up their sleeve. Liz Cheney knows exactly who was up to what. That's true. I feel like I'm reading on the debt ceiling. I feel like the Democrats have something up their sleeve. They have an ace that they're holding in their pocket. As I pull the ace. There is a way out of this conundrum that the fascists have put us into. The Dems better pull it out. Yeah, but Damon, they're not doing that yet. You can't pull the ace out when it's not time. But yeah, I actually see Biden working on something with some Democrats. I see Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden, especially those two, putting something together. White House is on it. What, the debt ceiling? I see them putting something together, but we're not going to hear about it till the 11:59, the last minute. And I've said this, we're gonna go down to the wire with this debt ceiling thing. It's crazy. Yeah, and how about all the, unemployment's down, jobs are up, the economy's doing good. It's in the 14th Amendment, yeah. The debt ceiling is. Yeah, and that's thanks for mentioning that. And for all your great thoughts. Okay, the discharge petition. I have to read more about that. I heard that. We talked about that briefly last night, but I don't understand what it is. But what I see is it has holding power. It has staying power. What the Dems are up to, but they're not letting the cat out of the bag. On the debt ceiling, they have something that they're going to go to as a last resort. They're not going to tell the Republicans. I hardly ever call them Republicans anymore. They're not going to tell the fascists. But the Page of Wands it's a brand new idea. It's something that hasn't been done before. Oh, Damon, can you end on a positive note? We know that, well, they're not. He's saying unemployment figures are never accurate. It's Cinco de Mayo, it's like we're hanging out, we're having a psychic party, it's a full moon in Scorpio. Can you end on something nice? They are playing chess. I'm not really feeling like the Democrats are playing chess with the debt ceiling. That's not how I would describe it. Yeah, the Friday groups, and we have a fun party, don't we? Tequila. I don't feel like it's a chess game. I feel like what the Democrats are doing to avoid a world calamity with our world economy, what the Democrats are doing is they're taking the tools that they have that haven't been used. There goes the bottle drop. Speaking of tequila. I bet they're drinking tonight. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of bottles. I bet you it's 90% tequila bottles. That's just a restaurant. The Mexican restaurant is down the street. I'm sure it's crazy down there right now. I don't drink anymore, but my mocktail. what the Democrats are putting together feels like they're taking bits and pieces, and the Constitution, the 14th Amendment is part of it. They're taking bits and pieces and they are putting something together, but it's secret. I feel like the fascists don't know. The party of fascists, they don't know what the Dems are doing, and they're actually getting kind of nervous. You had to stop drinking and liked you too much. I understand. Should I pick 3 cards for the community before we go? Today I was playing Gordon Lightfoot. I'm going to learn the entire wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. There's this guy on YouTube, and his YouTube channel title has the word Pegasus in it, and he's a musician. The young guy, he's I think he's British, and he does these analyses of famous singers, famous musicians, and he goes through and he analyzes what's going on. It's so interesting. So he analyzed it's some Wings of Pegasus or something. He was analyzing Gordon Lightfoot's singing, and I was just riveted. It was great. Remember in the teacup I saw the coffin news? I should have known it because it showed up in the teacup and where the bell was, so I should have known it was a musician. And there was Gordon Lightfoot several days later. Okay, 3 cards for the collective. A great song will always shift me out of any kind of not happy mood. You guys? Wings of Pegasus, thank you for putting that. It's about the effing music. Of course you would know. That kid is great. I wish he was my guitar teacher. Can always take lessons. Kindness leads to love and love leads to peace. Yeah, let's all be kind. Legend lives on from the Chippewa and down of the big lake they call Gitchagoonie. If I sing too much of it, they'll take my YouTube down. What color is my mood ring today? The mood rings don't stay the same color. They change continuously. Now it's purple. Now it matches my nail polish. Oh, okay, so these are the community cards, the tower. I think that this is what we're going to see. I think we're going to see the fall of Donald Trump. If you ask me, that's what I'm picking up. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I just have heard that song so many times. I'm pretty sure. I thought I knew all the words, but then I realized there's more words. The Queen of Swords. We're going to hear a lot about E. Jean Carroll. I'm seeing a win for her, absolutely. I see. We're going to hear a lot of news about these power women who are really knocking it out of the park, people. 8 of Pentacles. Sometimes I have to really think. Okay. Because I have to remember what this is in the Rider-Waite deck. This is about rebuilding. We have reason to be optimistic. I feel a lot of good energy coming in with this full moon eclipse. Sundown, you better take care. That's the song that he was analyzing, Wings of Pegasus. Yeah, subscribe to his channel. Give him the thumbs up. He's great. And speaking of that, subscribe to my channel. And please hit the thumbs up before you go. I think we've covered everything that's I can possibly cover for tonight. We've gone on to 98 minutes. I'd be surprised if anybody watched the whole entire thing. But thank you so much for being here. Oh, my curtain is falling. All right. See you soon, rainy day people. Namaste. I love you guys. I wouldn't be me without you. See ya.